What's going on, lads? Welcome back to episode 4 of Ibra. Lads, in this episode we're going to be buying some players, winning some games, doing something else, and just kidding with you guys. What is going on, lads? Hope you're all okay. Moving on to our 4th episode of the series, and Mikali is injured. Great. So we went out and brought a striker. I'll talk you through who he is, who he plays for and whatnot quickly. He is Pellissier. He plays for Chievo Verona in the Serie A League. He's in the 4-1-2-1-2 formation, which is good for me, of course. He has 81 pace, which is, you know, not that bad, but it's not good because I was hoping for someone who has better pace because Ibrahimovic is quite slow. But he has 75 dribbling and 81 shooting. He cost me 1,200 coins. And yeah, maybe I could have got a better deal, but I kind of rushed it. Anyway, let's move on to our first game. So we come across a French international team with predominantly League 1 players. Not the English League 1, I just don't know how to pronounce it. He has 100 chemistry and he has a decent team. Ben Arthur the Beast on the right, Benzema and Dribbble Cisse, and quite a pacey defence. So let's move on to the game. So this goal actually comes from kickoff. He doesn't do a bad thing actually. He starts doing possession, but Krasic is a monster. He does all the work in this one. He tackles his defender there, runs down the line, and all the defenders start chasing him. He cuts into it, gets tackled unfortunately, but he regains possession of the ball, sprints into the box and crosses it over to Ibrahimovic, who slots it home in the 2nd or 3rd minute. I can't really see in my screen. But yeah, straight from the kickoff, so that was surprising, a great start to the game. So our second goal comes from our new signing Pellissier, who passes it to Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic lays off Vargas, who spots Pellissier's run in the box. He crosses it into him and Pellissier gets his debut goal for the Rhinoceros Massive. So we're 2-0 in the lead. So we actually come out with a 2-0 victory and a clean sheet, of course. Krasic picking up man of the match and we get 740 coins. Back to our squad after our first victory of the episode, and we had to swap a few players over as, quite frankly, they're getting shattered and we haven't got the money to buy fitness cards. So we swapped Zahavi, who makes his debut at centre attacking midfielder, for the machine Kone. And we move on to our first game. So this lad has a full gold Premier League team with 100 chemistry. They're not all in the correct formation, but he has got some machines up front. He's got Forehead with the amazing pace. He's got Mata and Defoe, who are all very quick. He has a quite quick defence as well. Probably some of the, well, if not the quickest defenders in the league. Joe Hart's out of formation, so hopefully we can sneak a goal or two against him. So we actually grabbed the first goal. It comes from some nice passing. Krasic picks up the ball, looks at goal and smashes it past the keeper. Well, actually Joe Hart managed to get a fingertip to it, but probably because he's out of formation he couldn't get the full handle in and it went into the bottom left corner. However, he manages to get a goal back. Defoe beats Balzaretti for pace down the wing. He crosses it into Mata, who beats Abate to the header, and it goes past my keeper for 1-1. But yes, lads, we managed to retake the lead through Krasic and a screamer. He picks up the ball, takes a little run just outside the semicircle and unleashes a rocket into the back of the net past Joe Hart. Take another look at that. Take a boo, Krasic lad. 2-1. However, he soon cancelled out our league. Can't really complain with this goal. Bent it round our wall, dipped underneath the keeper like a duck. A duck? Yeah, Ramirez with a lovely free kick there, and it was 2-2. But we managed to silence his equaliser yet again. Ibrahimovic picks up the ball, turns the defender twice, putting him on his arse, and he slots it home with a cool finesse finish. Imagine if we had this kind of game in the Euros, it'd be a lot more interesting, wouldn't it? I don't think I've ever watched a interesting game of this year's Euros yet, but hopefully England can maybe do it tonight against Sweden, and hopefully Ibrahimovic doesn't fuck us over like he's done to this opponent in this episode. And as you can see there, he has a corner. I managed to clear it, but he got a shot back on goal which hit the post. Defoe picked up the pieces, crossed it back in to Kyle Walker, who headed it home for 3-3. But thankfully, we managed to get our fourth and final goal of the game. It comes to Ibrahimovic, who passes it back to Zahavi. Zahavi takes it on the defender and he smashes it past Joe Hart into the bottom right corner of the goal. And thankfully, we pick up the win. So Krasic picks up man of the match that game, and he deserves it with the absolute pelter he did in the first half. We get 734 coins from that game, and we move on to our third and final game of the episode. So back to our club now, where we have some good and bad news. Ibrahimovic was injured unfortunately, but we managed to put a healing card on him, which is great, and Mikli was back in action. So we swapped him over, as you'll see here in a second, and see if he can get back to the form he was on with us before. On to the final game of the episode we go. Yet again we come across another French team. It must be something to do with the Euros or something. He has pretty poor chemistry. He has no manager, but he has some decent players which we'll have to look out for. And let's move on to the first goal. And he manages to take the first goal of the game. Unfortunately though, I can't complain, he fucked me up big time. He cuts inside, then cuts back out, crosses it in to find Gomez at the back post, who smashes it home past Gatlinburg for 1-0. But not to worry lads, because Ibrahimovic picks up the ball, does a lovely bit of skill, cuts in towards goal and does a nice little finesse finish past the French goalkeeper. And we manage to take the lead. Abate clears the ball, which goes to Ibrahimovic quite nicely. He plays the 1-2 with Mikli and then finishes the job by slotting the ball into the back of the net. 2-1. But credit given when credit is due. He started dominating me with some nice possession football. Benzema does a lovely through ball to Menes, who crosses it in to Gomez, who powers a header yet again into the back of the net. And unfortunately lad, this is where the game goes downhill. Gambarini gets a straight red card for a shocking tackle, so off the pitch he marches there. And before I even had the chance to change my formation so I could get another defender on, he manages to score. And instead of going out wide this time, he gets the ball to Gomez, who somehow doesn't get tackled by my defenders. He just kind of steams straight through them and he finishes it into the back of the net. So yet again, I mess up big time. Balzaretti gets tackled whilst running into trouble, and at this point I'm thinking, shit, don't sweat it, but fair play to the lad. Benzema slots it home into the bottom left corner, and he wins comfortably 4-2. So there you have it lads, he beat me 4-2 quite comfortably. Gambarini got sent off, so we'll have to sort him out in the next episode. So we'll wrap things up there for now. Please leave a like, as it really helps, keeps me going with the series. In fact, you could also comment what you think the England-Sweden score will be tonight. I reckon it'll be 2-1 England. We'll go for Ibrahimovic and we'll go for a Andy Carroll header and a Ashley Young finesse finish. See you next time guys, but for now, peace. Back to our squad then after the first victory of episode 4, and we had to fuck my life. There's my phone.